of three game matches, and you can see on here we have a few to show you right here. Parental Tardio beat Pisnik and Cleef in the mixed doubles match on this court not that long ago, and that was followed up by Dazan Schneemann, Jansen Smith, where Dazan and Schneemann were victorious in 3 games. We just saw a quicker match there with Black and Todd taking out Kovalova and Rain in 2. And now we're in back to men's doubles with the team of Christian Alshon, Hayden Patriquin taking on Deckel Barr and Wyatt Stone. And we have one more match still after this one on this court with Eric Onsens and Dylan Frazier taking on Augie Guh and Connor Garnett. So it's been a full day. I think we've had over 2/3 of our matches have went 3 games, and there's been a lot of really well played matches. I think this is going to be another interesting match. You've got the new team of Patriquin and Alshon, who just kind of joined forces here this year, and they are the number 2 seed and looking really good. They lost in the Masters last week in the finals to Johns and Tardio, and you have Barr and Stone, who are looking to upset the apple cart, if you will, and take this match. First return goes wide by Wyatt Stone. Counter goes long by Christian Alshon. Career record of Alshon and Patriquin is 12-3. They've accumulated quite a few of those matches already this year, but they played together before this year. And as I just mentioned, they did win the silver at the Masters. Thank you to Wyatt for getting his paddle on that ball, or might have hit me and one of the side ref in the face, so thank you very much. Well, he says he would have caught it with his left hand, but that one was coming pretty fast. This counter there by Deckel, and gives the ball back over to Patriquin and Alshon, up 1-0. That one's just wide by Christian Alshon. And this is the first tournament together for Barr and Stone, so they have a career record together of 2-0 as they find themselves here in the quarterfinals. They won their first match in this tournament fairly easily against Chuck Taylor and Pat Smith, and went 3 in their last round against Matt Wright and Martinez Vic, 11-8 in the third in that match. Lob goes long by Patriquin. That match yesterday with Barr and Stone against Martinez Vic and Wright was a great match. A lot of back and forth in that third game before Barr and Stone took it home. Great earning there by Christian Alshon, and both Christian Alshon and Hayden Patriquin are into the semifinals in mixed doubles. Alshon having to go 3 games to make it, and Hayden Patriquin did it in straight games. Although Hayden and Anna Wright were down, I think 10-4 in that first game to Kovalova, and Wright came back to win at 12-10 and closed them out in 2. hands of Alshon and Patriquin are elite. I've watched a lot of pickleball, and there's levels in pickleball where you see different levels of play, and I'll finish that thought in a second. But Hayden Patriquin is something else to see in person. He looks like he's a video game avatar playing pickleball. His hands are so fast. He moves so well on the court. It just looks different when you watch him play than almost any other player. And he's united here with Alshon this year to form a very formidable team to, I think, give Tardio and Johns a run for their money in a lot of these tournaments. Another speed up there by Christian Alshon. That's another point for his team. Now they're up 5-1 early in this first game. Hayden likes nothing more than have somebody start a hands battle with him, because he wins most of them. He doesn't win that one, but he wins probably 80% of hands battles he's in. Lightning fast hands. Using that signature Franklin paddle. He's now got Annalie Waters on his team using a Franklin paddle as well. Just saw Paris Todd in the last match who uses the Franklin paddle, so quite a few Franklin top players use that Franklin paddle. We have Deckel Barr now serving down 1-6. Wow, Deckel was really good on that counter. He was waiting for that speed up, and he cranked his forehand right through the middle and gets a point for his team. Now they're down 2-6. Again, Deckel is showing some great counter skills there on the left side, and he counters 2 straight speed ups by Alshon and Patriquin and get his team back within 3. You might want to try some different tactics against him. He's on those speed ups right now. Great lob there by Hayden. They can't handle the overhead that comes with it, so Hayden Patriquin has tried a couple of lobs already. One's been in, one's been out. That one results in a second service here for Barr and Stone. Nice job there by White. He takes that low ball and speeds it up to the backhand of Hayden Patriquin, and gives his team another point. Now they're down 2. Another great counter there. They were waiting for that speed up and counter, and now they find themselves only down 1, and that's going to lead to Alshon and Patriquin taking their first time out of this match. And we also are going to take a break and be back here shortly from the serving to Hayden Patriquin. trailing by 1. And Wyatt has to reach quite a bit for that one, and he can't control the volley and turns the ball back over to Alshon and Patriquin, up 6-5 now. So that one hit the net but hit the bar on the other side, so it's going to result in a replay here. Alshon serving still up 6-5 on the one. Wow, that's just lightning fast hands. You watch the dinking styles of all 4 of these players, and it's all a little bit different. Patriquin puts the most spin on the ball, both top spin and back spin on the backhand, and likes to use that forehand roll dink on the forehand, but these guys are all pretty good dinkers. That one's out. And one thing about Alshon and Patriquin is they like to be on the offense and aggressive at all times, and they did it there again. Now they're up 8-5. That one's too high by Hayden, and Deckel knows what to do with putting it at the feet of Alshon, and resulting in a second serve here for Patriquin. Counter goes well out by Hayden with those fast hands and turns the ball now back over to Deckelbar and Wyatt Stone, who are down 3. See if they can get a few points on this side out and get back in the match. Close that 3-point gap. Deckel speeds it up, and Christian was all over it, but he finds the net, and just like that, we have a 2-point game. Another good speed up by Hayden. Not countered by Wyatt. He puts it well long, but he still has a second serve here, down 2. Oh my, what a shot by Wyatt Stone. Christian Alshon did a nice Ernie to pull it way wide there, and watch that. That's an incredible ATB by Wyatt. He had to reach to get that one. That's incredible. 7-8 now, down 1 only. And a missed dink by Hayden Patriquin, and just like that, again, we have snowmen in Lakeville with both teams with 8 points on the 2. We've had double snowmen several times today. Hashtag Dave Fleming. Wow, and this is a little bit of a surprise now that Deckelbar and Wyatt Stone find themselves up 9-8. They've come back from an 8-5 deficit to be up by 1, and with a lot of momentum here, forcing a timeout by Patriquin and Alshon. Missed Ernie there by Hayden. And a nice lob by Wyatt Stone. Wow, that's beautiful. Wyatt Stone puts it away. Patriquin took a little bit of a look at that one, but that was a great lob, which led to a overhead put away. And just like that, we have a chance for Stone and Barr to take this first game up 10-8 with the serve on the 2. Wyatt tried to speed up there, but Hayden was all over it with his forehand. I respect the play by Wyatt there to try to win that point, but it was in a bad spot, and Hayden pounded it down in the middle, and now he gives the ball back to Alshon and Patriquin. Dink there by Stone in a pretty good dink rally, and they've closed this to a 1-point game here. Extended forehand dink rally here between Alshon and Stone. And a nice speed up there by Alshon. He found the middle there to Stone's backhand, and he couldn't do the counter, and now we're tied at 10. Another overtime game here on the grandstand court. Oh, wow, that was so good by Wyatt. He took a little hop step there and find some space behind Hayden Patriquin to get them on the second serve. Alshon bags Deckel there on the left shoulder. He found a good time for that bag to drive it right at Deckel, and he couldn't. Back in action here with Hayden Patriquin serving to Wyatt Stone. They're up 11-10 in this first game, this men's quarterfinal match. Wyatt Stone and Deckel Bauer, they were up 10-8, had a chance to take game one, but gave the serve back, but now they got another chance to come back down one. Wow. Hayden put so much pressure on his opponents with those biting dinks he does from both sides, both the forehand and backhand, and he put Stone in a bad position, leading to an Ernie winner. They still have a second serve. That was an incredible serve. He called it out, but I think Deckel thought it was in. I don't know that Christian had a lot of conviction on that one. I think it's just based on the moment of the match, he called it out, and we'll see what happens on review of it. But Christian called it out. Not sure what happened there. Anisha's going to probably clarify it for us. I wasn't sure if they called out, if they called it in or out. Sometimes you can call it in and challenge your in ruling, but slow this one down and see. It was right at the feet of Alshon, so it was tough to really tell. And Deckel Bauer hits that ball extremely hard with his serve. So, but a very important call here in this match. So they're confirming it was out. It was like a bullet that he hit, but it's out, and that's now going to give Alshon and Patriquin another chance to close out game one here, up 11-10. testing Whitestone with all these dinks, all varieties of dinks coming at him. Wow, and what a great counter there by Alshon to give them the decisive 12th point, and they're going to take game 1 here, 12-10. A very well played game by both sides, but it goes the way of the number 2 seed Alshon and Patriquin, and started game 2 here with Whitestone serving to Christian Alshon. That one goes well long. A really well played game. I think they'll look back at that first game, Pickleball and Whitestone, and wish they could have maybe played that point where they're up 10-8 a little differently, but they have to move on here and play game 2 and try to get them back. Another Ernie there by Patriquin, and he hits the ball with a lot of force. So he saw Dink going towards the sideline there and just jumps the kitchen and hits a beautiful Ernie winner. You have 3 of the better Erniers on tour, if Ernier is a word, with Patriquin, Alshon, and Pickleball are all really good at Ernies. Nice job there by Deckel, finishing through the middle. Hayden was not happy with the location of that shot by himself, and see if they can get going here, Stone and Barr, in the second game. Oh, wow, what an athletic play by Wyatt Stone on the backhand. That was incredible. Backhand overhead finish with authority. Another great counter there by Wyatt. He's got a nice counter with that backhand on the right side, and I like this combination of Barr and Stone with Wyatt's got nice hands in the middle there with that backhand counter. Nope, that's short. And now you have a 3-1 lead for Barr and Stone. Coming out strong here in game 2. That one's long. Back behind us on the championship court, we have Diascu and Tardio going up against Tejas and de Villiers. I know Diascu and Tardio won that first game convincingly. Now they're in game 2. Wyatt clips the tape and turns the ball back over now. Wow. Deckel finds the 5-hole there of Christian Alshon and puts it right between his legs. Gets them on the second serve here. Missed third there by Hayden Patriquin. So little uneven start here to game 2 for Alshon and Patriquin, and see if Stone and Pickleball can take advantage of a couple of unforced errors on the other side. Wyatt Stone was ready for that counter, but catches too much of the ball and some of their second serve here. Gets a return error. This is a real nice start here for Stone and Barr, leading 4-1. Wyatt Stone tries a little trickery there down the line and Tries to go behind Patriquin, but misses, and that'll turn the ball back over now. Up, down 1-4 for Patriquin, serving to Stone. Nice speed up there by Alshon. He took a little bit off that one, and I think interrupted the timing of Barr's counter, and he hits it quite long. Followed up with another nice drive by Alshon, finding the backhand of Barr into the net, and they've closed this down to a 1-point game quickly. That's not going to work against a guy of Deckel Barr's size, and he just doesn't really have to even jump. He just puts his paddle up and pounds that attempted lob down. That can happen when you lob. It's still a good play. You're going to miss some. Nice job there with Wyatt Stone handling that drive from Patriquin. Hits it pretty deep in the court, and Alshon finds the net. Speed up against a lot of these guys. You got to put it in a good spot, because that was just I don't say routine counter, but a nice counter by Patriquin to repel that attack. Wow. Christian didn't really have much he could do there. There was a speed up and a counter, and was hit right at his chest, and he could basically defend himself. Another point for Barr and Stone, now at 5-3. Again, speeds up to the backhand or left shoulder of Hayden, and he is sitting there waiting on it. Watch this. Boom, and it's down, and there's no recounter on something that fast and at your feet. So they get the ball back now, but they're down 2, 5-3. There's the Ernie by Deckel Barr. Loves to Ernie, is good at it. It's quite wide by Alshon, and that's an empty possession there by Alshon and Patriquin, and they're going to give the ball back to Deckel Barr. Up 5-3, and playing well in the second game. Quite a few of these counters are going long by both teams. They seem ready, they seem sitting on it, but they're just not able to get the timing quite right to get those counters down. Kind of stuck here at 5-3. Right, there's a great counter there by Deckel Barr. Good time for that one. Tape, reserve. Another great lob there by Wyatt Stone. Deckel can cover a lot of ground there on that left side, and he handles that speed up really nicely by Alshon, and we're still stuck at 5-3. Now 6-3. We have another 3-game match here on Carvana Grandstand Court. Again, they speed it up at Patriquin, and he's on most of the speed ups the last 15-20 minutes. He's been on every one of those speed ups, and he's pounding him down. They still got another serve here, up 6-3. That return looks like it clipped the back line, and Wyatt took a look at it, but they called it in. Couldn't do much with that one. They do add one. Again, they speed it up at Hayden Patriquin. I'd switch it up. I would pick a different spot to speed it up to, because he's on everything right now. He's locked in. Another Ernie by Deckel. But they get to it. They've closed this to a 1-point game, and I think Deckel's taking a good time out there to stem the tide a little bit. Down, they're still up by 1, but the momentum has clearly shifted to Alshon and Patriquin in this last possession. And court, we're in the middle of game 2 with Hayden Patriquin and Christian Alshon down by 1 and serving. Stuck at 5-3 for quite a few minutes there, or at least a few side outs, and Bar and Stone put up 1 point, and now Alshon and Patriquin have closed it back within 1. Again, they're speeding it up at Patriquin, and that's just, I'm not sure where else you speed it up. I think you got to go to Alshon, because he's on everything right now. That's a beautiful, did they call that in? Called that out. All right, it was out. No complaint from Alshon at 6-6. Kind of a lunging at defense there by Stone that is unsuccessful, goes long, and gives Deckel another shot here at 6-6. Beautiful backhand there by Hayden Patriquin. His backhand roll and flick are something to watch. Wyatt's really hopping up on those counters to try to defend them, to try to knock them down. But that one he could not get, and it leads to Alshon and Patriquin retaking the lead here in the second game, 7-6. that was a great attack by Hayden, and Wyatt Stone says, okay, I'll return the favor with a great counter, and knocks it to the ground for a second serve here. Pickle tries to rope one through the middle and is unsuccessful, and now the lead is 2. 3 points from this match. Nice attack there by Wyatt Stone in the middle, and much needed. Get 1 or 2 here in this possession just to get a little bit of momentum back before they turn the ball back over to Patriquin and Alshon. Wow, there's a good hands battle. Deckel puts the final punch on it. Everyone's involved in that one, and Deckel says, I'll take the final shot and get his team a point. Now they're just down 1. See if they can get a couple more here before they turn the ball back over. Now there's a nice counter, and he's got 1 and trail by 1. That one looked long. I think they called it out, I'm sure. It's now 9-7. I think they're talking challenge, but that would not be a good challenge because that was well out. They're going to do it anyway. It's kind of a crucial time in the match, so they're going to challenge that call, which from where I stood looked well long. Pickleball, at least in pickleball terms, it was well long, probably a couple inches out, or at least an inch out. But we'll see the replay here in a second.
Not a challenge.
Actually, I don't know if that was, I don't know if there's a challenge or not. Oh, okay, that's the free challenge timeout. They did not actually challenge it. Yeah, they're just going to use their free challenge timeout for 45 seconds. So that makes more sense because that one looked like it wasn't really that close. They used their free challenge timeout, and they're going to trail here 9-7 with Alshon and Patriquin 2 points from the match. Alshon finds the counter with his backhand. Probably clicks the baseline, and now we are at match point. Wow. Alshon had such reach there to close off that recounter by Deckelbar, and we have a Alshon